Oyeleye joins me on the news. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10. Well, let's talk about the forest rangers the president is advocating for. Have we finally gotten to the bus stop we're headed with regards to having indigenous people who are familiar with the terrain man these forests?
Well, thank you. Good evening. Thank you. I'm actually excited that Mr. President has now said our states must go back and empower the forest rangers. Don't forget that we had forest rangers at their full capacity several years ago. I mean, I can cite the example of the old Western region. Forest rangers were operating properly, and the forests were only inhabited by those who had businesses there. But over time, I'm sure maybe because of lack of funds, ministries, because the forest rangers in those days were under the forestry ministry, some of them under their Greek ministry. So it's a good thing now that the federal government has now gone to tell the states that, look, you need to occupy this forest. You can't leave this place for criminals. The purview of maintaining security and making sure that it's inhabited by only those who have businesses there is firmly placed in the hands of the states. And forest rangers has nothing more to do. It has nothing to do with the federal government or more of state government. In fact, in those days, it was the local governments that handled the issue of forest rangers. So I'm glad now that we are now coming back full cycle to understand that security is bottoms up and not top down. And I'm sure that the resolutions today will go a long way in assuring our people that we mean business in securing lives and property.
I'm talking about security being bottom up. The Amotekun is one of such bodies created to actually, help states, especially those in the Southwest, to fight insecurity in their own capacity. What has been your experience with this call?
I mean, you will recollect that the Amotekun, or Western Nigeria Security Network, could name the Amotekun, was actually a child that came out of the commission itself. And our state governors in the Southwest graciously took it on and championed it. And I remember that when we were about to start Amotekun in 2019, which is 5 years ago now, there was a lot of people in the country. Some said, maybe we are having our own army in the Southwest. Some argued that, the governors are going to misuse this. And I remembered that we went the extra length to explain that, look, this Amotekun was being set up to serve as a complementary effort to the existing federal apparatus. It became clear in 2019, 5 years ago, that, look, the Nigerian police alone wasn't capable of handling the security challenges we're facing. Don't forget that Nigerian police that we have was set up by colonial masters with slight modifications. But with a population of estimated 200 million, the 6 Southwest governments felt that we needed to do more. And that was what gave birth to Amotekun. And in 5 years, yes, we had hiccups here and there. But the people here will tell you, particularly in the states where Amotekun is operating, they will tell you that, yes, they feel more secure. Some will say, but there are lapses here and there. There's no state anywhere in the world that has 100% security. But we can beat our chest today to say that, number one, those who said it would be misused, thankfully, 5 years down the road, no one has accused our governors of misusing Amotekun. Secondly, 5 years down the road, it has not metamorphosed into an army. You see, the thing is, and I'm glad our governors and Mr. President came back full cycle this morning at their meeting in Abuja, where they now realize that, look, we now need to start talking about state police. It's demons that we really need to confront. Over the years, we scattered around the issue, let's recruit more police, let's bring in more of this. But as I said earlier, security is bottoms up. If you look at the United Kingdom as an example, I say this all the time, they have about 44 different police forces for a population of less than 70 million. But we've been practicing this idea of having the IG sitting in Abuja and trying to control security in the country as big as Nigeria. So today, I'm glad now that even those who oppose the idea, and of course, they've not said they're starting state police today, but now they've said, look, it's something that we have to look into. And I'm glad that today, the 36 governors met and agreed that, look, it has become a necessary imperative. I say this all the time, that if state police had existed I'm not sure mango killings would have happened. You see, our people the state police will be closer. Nigerian police is trying their utmost best, don't get me wrong. But they are thin on the ground. For 200 million people, 500,000 policemen, it does not work. So I'm glad that we are finally coming back full circle. And this evening, Nigerians will sleep better, knowing full well that the government has decided to take the bull by the horns and think of securing lives and properties using another method entirely. That's what state police.
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Oyele. Finally, in about 30 seconds, tell us what your advice is to the president on one hand and the governors in driving this policy.
My advice is that they need to be bold and they need to be brave. You see, as I said, over the years, we've skirted around the real issues of security and security. But today, now that they've agreed that let's go and discuss this, people should go back to their states, our governments should go back to their states with open minds. Know that whatever is being discussed, the idea of state police has no sinister motive. The only motive is safeguarding properties, safeguarding lives and property. That's all Nigerians are crying out for. And I'm glad, as I said again, that we are here today, in 2024, over 64 years after our independence, that we've now agreed that we need to secure ourselves in a different manner.
Director General, Development Agenda for Western Nigeria Dawn Commission, Sheye Oyele, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 10.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Away from that, President Bola Tinubu